Bom dia, como vai? Tudo bem? And welcome to another Charlie's Guitar Stroke Recovery. And Lisa always laughs at the way I say guitar. She's laughing over there behind the camera. So thank you, Lisa. Charlie's Guitar Stroke Recovery. Anyways, thank you for spending some time with me with this video. You know, this week was interesting. I worked on an A mixolydian kind of scale using chords A and G and D. And I got this idea from Brian Sherrill from activemelody.com. And I always tell Brian, thank you for sharing your talent with us. He's an amazing on the big ideas that he discusses on the guitar and really breaks them down for you. I don't know where my book went. If you can see my book back there, maybe Lisa can close in on it just a little bit. Even Brian wrote a little something in the book. So, because I created a page called My Heroes, and I wanted to let Brian know that he was so instrumental in my stroke recovery of trying to relearn to play the guitar again. So I just can't say thank you enough, Brian. I appreciate that. Back to the idea. It sounds like Grateful Dead licks. I know Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead, and it was really hard for me to piece this all together with timing and everything. So, and it was kind of interesting because I started reflecting on the word hope. And am I hoping or am I wishing? And there's such a difference between the two. You know, hope is within us, okay? When I hear people say, I don't have no hope, maybe you should say, I don't have no hope yet. See, hope is not within your circumstances, okay? Hope is what's in you, okay? And it's really powerful. So hope is very active, and wishing is very passive. So I kind of wrote down some things about hope, and I wrote them down because I know I'm never going to remember them. So if you see me just turning here to the right, because I'm just reading what I wrote, and I just said, hope is a powerful mental tool that fuels motivation, resilience, and well-being, giving us the belief and the drive to overcome adversity and set goals and work towards a better future rather than giving up. And even the Bible talks about this. The Bible kind of describes this kind of the same way. It's a mental tool that fuels motivation, resilience, well-being, giving us the belief and drive to overcome adversity, set goals. Same thing. And it's to believe in God's hope, his gift to us. So hope starts or is within us and not in our circumstances. So I changed my outlook on the song this week to saying, I wish I could play this, and saying, you know what? I hope that's within me, the drive to play this. I hope that makes sense, my stroke survivors, or anybody going through any kind of recovery process and trying to learn an instrument. Let's talk about the song because we want to get to the video. Like I said, the song is basically in A, and I used an A mixolydian scale. All right, so it started off with an A, but then it would go right to G, then to D, just over. So it was like, and I just stayed within that mixolydian kind of idea of scales. So one of the ideas was, and then here's again, and within the mixolydian. So let me try that again. And I had that little piece in there I thought was kind of neat sounding. And it was all kinds of interesting things that you could do. One of them was kind of like staying in this scale going, and then going, oh boy, am I messing up? So let's try it again. There it is. I'm so sorry. And then kind of sliding over into, kind of the sound there. So that was a kind of neat little scale to use. And I'm trying to remember all the stuff that I did. One was kind of like doing some blues and kind of mixing some of those pentatonic scales in and with the mixolydian, and then also kind of creating a chromatic sound. So I would just bend up like, isn't that kind of cool? Just a neat sound. So I'll do it one more time. And then I added this piece. Well, anyways, and then this piece. Oh, excuse me. Now here's a chromatic. So anyways, I hope this makes sense to you, what I'm talking about. And just listen to the video and you'll see the ideas that I put together. So this was a really hard practice. I didn't wish, I hoped, because hope is within me, not within circumstances. In my circumstances, stroke recovery from my right side. I was completely paralyzed, right, on this side, and trying to get that picking hand and that motion back. So I got hope, not in my circumstances, but this hope that is driving me to relearn to play guitar again. And I hope you understand that hope is not just my gift, it's all our gifts, and it's the glorious gift from God. Amen. All right, let's get to the video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a blessed week. And like I always say, with two hands holding the pick, ciao for now.